Hey everyone at Liverpool Zone News. Blimey lads and lasses, hold on to your scarves because I've got a bombshell that's just exploded across the football world like a thunderclap from the cop itself. This ain't no ordinary transfer whisper, no siree. This is the kind of earth-shattering announcement that's got the entire globe buzzing from the back streets of Anfield to the cafes in Casablanca. Liverpool Football Club, the mighty Reds, the pride of Merseyside, have just pulled off what could very well be the heist of the century. They've signed Othmane Maamma. Yes, you heard that right. Othmane Maamma, the blistering attacker from Watford in the Championship, the lad who's been tearing up defences like they're made of tissue paper. This isn't just a signing, this is a revolution, a game changer that's going to rewrite the history books and leave every other club in the dust. Now, let's dive right into the heart of this drama, shall we? Picture this, it's the dead of night, shadows lurking in the corridors of power at Anfield, where secret meetings have been happening under the radar for weeks on end. Whispers in the wind, lads, that's how it started. Our sources, deep inside the football underworld, tell us that Liverpool's top brass were huddled in dimly lit rooms, phones on silent, plotting this masterstroke. There were late-night calls from agents slipping through encrypted lines, dodging the prying eyes of rival clubs who were sniffing around like hungry wolves. Manchester City, those oil-slicked pretenders, were in the mix, offering bags of cash that could sink a ship. But Othmane? Nah, his heart was set on the red shirt, on walking in the footsteps of legends like King Kenny Dalglish, that Scottish wizard who ruled the pitch in the 70s and 80s with his silky skills and never-say-die attitude. Or Ian Rush, the Welsh goal machine, who banged in more strikes than a Scouser at a picket line back in the day. But hold your horses, the tension was thicker than a fog on the Mersey. Arsenal came knocking too, with their fancy London allure, promising the bright lights and big bucks. But Liverpool played it clever, innit? They leaked false trails to the press, making it seem like the deal was dead in the water, all while sealing it behind closed doors. There were heated negotiations in hidden hotel suites, agents pacing like caged lions, demands flying back and forth. Watford, bless 'em, were digging their heels in, but contractual quirks, those sneaky clauses from his old deal, meant Liverpool snagged him for absolutely nout. That's right, folks, £0, zilch, nada, came for free due to some expiration loophole in his Watford contract that no one saw coming. It was like finding a golden ticket in your chip bay, pure magic. And the contract details? Strap in, because this is where it gets juicy. Othmane's penned a 5-year deal with the Reds, locking him down until the summer of 2031, with an option to extend for another 2 if he lights the league up like we know he will. Salary? Modest, mate. We're talking a base of just 50 grand a week, low enough to keep the accountants smiling, but with performance rockets strapped on. Bonuses galore, 10k per goal, 20k per assist, and a whopping 100k lump if he hits double digits in both by season's end. Clauses? There's a release one at 150 million quid after 3 years, but only if he fancies a move. Fat chance with the Anfield roar in his ears. Metas include Champions League qualification bonuses, shared pots for trophies won, and even a personal development fund for his off-pitch growth. It's structured to motivate, to push him to the stars, and Liverpool's played a blinder here, keeping costs down while betting on his brilliance. But wait, the suspense ain't over yet. Imagine the nail-biting hours before the announcement. Rival bids from across Europe, PSG lurking with their Parisian glamour, Real Madrid whispering sweet nothings about the Bernabeu. Liverpool's negotiators were sweating bullets, fielding covert texts at 3 a.m, countering with promises of glory under the floodlights where heroes are made. One insider swears there was a dramatic standoff in a neutral airport lounge where Othmane's reps demanded ironclad guarantees on playing time, and Liverpool delivered, sealing it with a handshake that echoed like destiny. The pressure mounted as deadlines loomed, Watford threatening to extend his stay, other clubs up in the ante with private jets and luxury perks. But in the end, the pull of Anfield won out, that mythical aura where the ghosts of past glories whisper encouragement from the stands. Now let's peel back the layers on this enigma. Othmane Maamma himself, the man, the myth, the future legend. Born in the bustling streets of France back in 2004, this lad's got Moroccan fire in his veins, representing the Atlas Lions in the youth setups and turning heads with every touch. He kicked off his journey in the dusty pitches of amateur clubs in the French suburbs, where scouts spotted his raw talent early doors. From there, it was a whirlwind, youth academies in League Two sides, owning his craft like a blacksmith forging a sword. He broke through at a modest French club, let's call it his cradle, scoring hat-tricks in youth tournaments that had coaches drooling. Then came the big leap to England, signing for Watford in 2023 after a trial that left their gaffer speechless. At Watford, he's been a revelation in the Championship, netting 15 goals in his debut season, adding another 12 this campaign before the switch. No major titles yet, but he's lifted the EFL Young Player of the Month twice and scooped the Watford Player of the Season award last term. Convocations for Morocco's under-21s, regular as clockwork, captaining them to a semi-final in the African Youth Championship, where he bagged the Golden Boot with 7 strikes. His style? Mate, it's poetry in motion, innit? Othmane plays as a right winger or central striker, drifting like a phantom, cutting in with that lethal left foot that curls balls into the top bin from impossible angles. Technically, sublime. First touch like velvet, dribbling that leaves defenders tied in knots, vision to spot runs that no one else sees. Physically, he's a beast, 6 foot tall, built like a sprinter with endurance to burn, accelerating past markers like they're standing still. Mentally, ice in his veins, thrives under pressure, never shirks a challenge, got that winner's mentality that screams, I'm here to conquer. Comparisons? He's the new Mo Salah, no doubt, that Egyptian king's heir apparent, with identical flair, the shimmy, the speed, the clinical finish. But Othmane's got his own twist, a bit more physicality, like a young Thierry Henry mixed with Salah's relentlessness. Point strong, pace that blisters, finishing that's ruthless, creativity that unlocks defences. Weak spots? Maybe needs to bulk up a tad for the Premier League grind, and his heading ain't his strongest suit yet, but give him time, he'll polish those like diamonds. Why snag him now? Because Liverpool's iron domination, and Othmane's the missing piece that elevates the squad to godlike status. He's going to inject lightning into attacks, stretching pitches, creating space that turns games on their heads. Encaixes perfectly in the current setup. Imagine him linking up seamlessly, providing options that overwhelm opponents. This lad screams world beater. He's got the potential to eclipse even the greats, becoming an idol like Steven Gerrard, that local hero from the 2000s who dragged teams to glory with his thunderous shots and unbreakable spirit. Or Kevin Keegan, the 70s icon with his non-stop energy that lit up Anfield like fireworks. But let's ramp up the drama. This ain't just a transfer, it's a seismic shift. Rivals are quaking in their boots. Fans across the world are glued to their screens, debating if this is the dawn of a new dynasty. Othmane's arrival changes the calculus, flips the script on the title race. He's not just a player, he's a phenomenon, a force of nature that's going to make waves bigger than the Mersey in a storm. Think about it. Low salary keeps the books balanced. Free transfer means funds for more magic. And his upside? Limitless. He'll score screamers, dazzle with dummies, inspire the next generation. Liverpool's level? Skyrocketing. From contenders to untouchables. Dominating Europe like in the glory days under Bob Paisley, that managerial maestro of the 70s and 80s who stacked trophies like pancakes. The suspense builds even now. Will he debut with a bang? Score on his first touch? The world's watching, breath held as this chapter unfolds. But mark my words, this is the signing that redefines eras, the one they'll talk about in pubs for decades, like when Bill Shankly built his empire in the 60s with grit and genius. Othmane Maamma isn't coming to participate, he's here to rule, to etch his name alongside the immortals. And there you have it, folks. This changes everything. The football landscape won't be the same. It's been upended, reshaped, reborn. Drop your thoughts below. Is Othmane the next big thing? Will he outshine the legend? Hit that like button, subscribe for more bombshells, and share this with every Red you know. Let's make Anfield echo with excitement. Liverpool Zone News, signing off. You'll never walk alone.